Hi, hello, and welcome back. Today I thought I would make a video on how I keep myself in alignment throughout the day, or at least how I'm kind of able to bring myself back into alignment throughout various parts of the day. I spend my mornings kind of saturating myself in the types of feelings and thoughts and words and actions that a better version of myself would be in alignment with, or like my higher self would be in alignment with. That's very easy for me when I'm in my own home. I don't interact with the outside world until I kind of leave for the day. So I'll probably make a couple videos on the things that I do in the mornings. I have a really good time. I do feel like my highest and best self when I'm in the morning, and when I'm getting ready for my day. And then, of course, when you leave for the day and you start to interact with other people and go about your life, it's common that we just go back on autopilot. I heard or read somewhere that we're on autopilot like 98% of the day, so it's really hard to kind of break out of that. But when you are in autopilot, you are not acting in a place in alignment with the better version or the higher version of yourself that we're all kind of striving towards. So I have a few things that I do throughout the day. The first thing that I do is I set an alarm on my phone to remind myself to wake up. They say waking up, or to wake yourself up, is a term that they use in Reality Transurfing, which is a book from Vadim Zeland. I'm sure I'll make lots of videos on all of that, on all of the reality transurfing things. But that really does kind of like bring you back into the present moment. So I set an alarm for every 2 hours. You can do every half hour, every 1 hour, whatever. When that alarm goes off, it is a reminder to myself that, like, oh crap, am I operating on autopilot, or am I operating in alignment with my higher self, with a better version of myself, with a more awake version of myself? Like, sometimes we're so stuck in our own heads, or we're so stuck on what is going on outside of us, that we're not really present and aware. So that's the first step. You have to remind yourself, that it's very hard to break being an autopilot. It's automatic. So we're kind of learning to like recondition and reprogram the way that we react to the world. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to wake up and you want to like become present, and you just want to remind yourself, like, okay, get into alignment. Take a couple deep breaths. Put your hand on your heart, put your other hand like on your solar plexus, and just like feel yourself. Bring yourself back into your body for a few minutes. Hide in the bathroom at work if you have to, but wake yourself up and like consciously be aware that like all the things that are happening outside of you are absolutely a reflection of the things that are going on inside your mind. So when you wake yourself up, it kind of quiets your thoughts in your head for a second, and you're like, oh yeah, that's right, my higher, better self would not be sitting here gossiping with these people about whatever. That isn't who your higher, better self is. But you get so lost in that, so consumed in that, and there's some little dopamine drips in that, so it's addictive. But that isn't who you want to be anymore. So we're going to wake ourselves up. We're going to be in the present moment. We're going to do the thing. Another thing that I do, and this is for when you are out in the world and life is just not lifing in the way that you want. And, I start out really early in the mornings being my highest and best self. And then when you kind of go out through the day, life begins to spiral downwards, or that's where your attention is, and you just notice all these things. There's traffic on your way to work, there was somebody cut you off, you spilled your coffee on yourself, your boss is a jerk, I don't know, whatever the case may be, but like it's just rapidly kind of going downhill for you. Your mood is not where it was this morning when you left. A thing that I like to do, especially when I'm kind of cycling downwards, is bring myself to a point of neutrality. I can't go from pissed off to happy. I'm sure that there are people that can. I cannot. I can wake myself up and say, oh crap, man, am I in a mood? And I can wake myself up, but that doesn't automatically put me in a better headspace. I mean, putting yourself in neutrality or accepting that you are in a crappy mood kind of brings you almost out of it. You know, when you're pissed off and you're sad or you're angry or like you have despair, just accepting the feelings for what they are kind of almost neutralizes them. It doesn't give them as much power. It brings you into acceptance. And yeah, you might not be all the way up here, and a better version of yourself isn't going to be happy 100% of the time, you know? So bringing yourself into neutrality is like, oh, it's almost peaceful. Neutrality is probably right below peace. I got this from a book called Levels of Energy from Frederick Dodson. He has, it's similar to the Map of Consciousness, which is from Dr. David Hawkins. I don't really know much about Dr. Hawkins. I really like Frederick Dodson. The Level of Energy book was great. That definitely taught me how to bring my downward spirally feelings into neutrality and accepting my feelings for what they were and allowing them to be. Kind of like, it really just neutralizes all the crappy, you know, lower level energies that you're having. So that's the second thing that I do. I bring myself into a place of acceptance and neutrality. So the last thing that I like to do to keep myself in alignment is once I wake myself up throughout the day, and there might be several times I have to bring myself into acceptance or neutrality, things like that. As I go about my day, I like to make sure that my heart and my mind are kind of like coordinated and we're all on the same page. So when I'm awake, it's very easy, I think, for when you're awake and you're in the present moment, it kind of hushes all of your internal thoughts for a second. And when you're coming from a place of acceptance and neutrality, I think that also kind of quiets your all of your overthinking for a few seconds. So when you're in that space, if you can pull your awareness down and tap into your heart space, just kind of saturate yourself for 15 seconds or so of all the things that you're grateful for. Remember those things that you tapped into, before you left your house in the morning, when you had your morning meditation and you sat in your gratitude. Just remember those very quickly and just, tap into your heart space and just kind of radiate that energy out for yourself. Those are the things that I do, consistently pretty much every day for the last probably 2+ years or so, in varying degrees, and I've added things and taken things away, and I play around a lot, but those are definitely the things that I have done pretty much every day consistently to bring myself back into alignment. So I hope those are helpful, and if you like this video, please do all the things, like it, share it, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.